Hi everyone, I'm Joe. Today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Watching Tag. I wasn't tagged to do this, but I decided to do it as it looked rather interesting. This is all about, as the title will suggest, your BookTube watching habits. Who you watch, why you watch them, and when you watch videos, that sort of thing, and how you get on with the whole video making process. There are 10 questions and an 11th optional question, and without further delay I'll get started into talking about them. So question 1 is quite simply, how many channels are you subscribed to? And that would be a lot less than many other booktubers that I am subscribed to, because I'm subscribed to well under 100. At one point I was subscribed to probably twice that, but over time I've reduced it, and frankly I'm quite, I wouldn't say fussy about who I'm subscribed to, but I don't want to subscribe to too many people too quickly, because frankly I won't get to know them if I subscribe to too many people too quickly. I want to subscribe to somebody and then I don't subscribe to anybody generally then for like a month or two, whilst I actually get to know them, and then I'll subscribe to somebody else. And that's why my subscriber count is quite low, which I'm quite happy about, because it means I can actually manage to actually watch the videos that I'm subscribed to. Question 2 is, when do you normally manage to watch BookTube videos? And that is quite simply normally late at night, about normally 10, half 10 until about half 11. Whilst I'm working on other things, I'll have it that on one screen and I'll be working on something on the other. Although certain people, I will focus entirely on watching their videos, and I will start working temporarily because their videos are normally particularly interesting. And also on Sundays as well. Sundays I'll watch videos randomly throughout the day, because that is my sort of utility day. I'll get various other things on a film like I'm doing now, and I'll just get all sorts of different things done generally on Sunday, which is ideal timing for videos as well. Question 3 is, how do you balance both watching videos, making videos, and getting all the reading done so you can actually make videos? And that is actually fairly simple, for the fact that, as I said in the first question, I am not subscribed to that many booktubers, relatively speaking, and it's fairly easy to manage when you've got a very small number. Also, the fact that I am an extremely fast reader tends to help as well, so I read books very quickly and I haven't got Alexa videos, so it's not all that much of a problem, frankly, to get stuff done. The balance is frankly pretty easy for me personally. For now, obviously that could change, and all of a sudden the balance could be nearly impossible to maintain, and I might struggle to get anything read and or filmed and such, so we'll see in time. Question 4 is there a difference between videos you like watching and videos you like to make? And not majorly. I mean, obviously I like wrap-up videos, I like reviews, and I like hauls. However, out of the three, I am less keen on making haul videos, because I never really know quite entirely what to say when I do a haul video, because I haven't read any of the new books that I'm waving around here. So it's a case of, well, I bought this book because it's interesting, and then I put that down, hold up another book. I've also bought this book and want to read it because it sounds interesting. So it's a bit, what else do I say? Other than reading off synopsis, if I could think of something interesting to say, I will, but it's a bit difficult, I find, book hauls, because they're kind of familiar and repetitive for me to make. Question 5 is, who is the first booktuber that you were subscribed to, and do you still watch them? I cannot remember who the first booktuber is, but I can say for absolute certainty that all these first group of booktubers that I'm subscribed to, the first 5 or 6 at least, have all stopped a long time ago making videos. So no, I don't watch them anymore because there's nothing to watch, because they've stopped. So which is a shame, because I enjoyed them, but people start booktube channels for different reasons. Sometimes they continue and make videos over a very long course of time. Sometimes people make videos for a short period of time, and when their life circumstances change, their videos change and their channels change and indeed stop, which is perfectly to be expected, and I have no issue with that. It's a fairly simple answer there. Question 6 is, who is the most recent booktuber that you have subscribed to? And that would be Bookaxe, who is made up of 2 people, and that is Lucy and Scott. They're actually a married couple, which at one point when I first started, coming across married couples on BookTube actually making a channel together was actually really unusual. Nowadays it actually seems to be a lot more common, because it often seems to be I come across couples or pairs of friends making channels quite often, like virtually every few months I come across a new channel with 2 people or more making a channel, which is quite interesting, and it does provide a very interesting mix because, of course, especially when it's made a couple like Lucy and Scott, one of them will like this type of book and the other will like something different. There is a small amount of overlap, but they're both also like their own individual things, and it creates a very interesting variety of opinions and distinct likes and dislikes for books, which is always fun. Question 7 is, share an old favourite booktuber, and for this that is really obvious because the person I'm going to talk about is Rachel, known as Canadia on BookTube. If you didn't know somehow, I talk about Rachel rather a lot. I actually talk about her at least once a month, maybe more often than that. Although for the record, I know some people sarcastically say that I talk about Rachel every week. That's not actually that true. On average, it's about every 3 weeks, I think, from what I can roughly work out. It's not more than that. Well, it just seems like sometimes I might mention Rachel 3 or 4 times in one video, and then I might not mention her for a month. But sometimes I might mention her every week for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, then not mention her for a month. It's really quite random. But Rachel is great, basically, if you didn't know. And that's why I like talking about her, because, she's a really interesting person. She reads interesting books. She's intelligent, she's eloquent, and basically, as far as I'm concerned, she's the best booktuber going, obviously. Question 8 is, share a new favourite booktuber. That would have to be Kelsey from the Fantasy Hat Lady Reads, who I first discovered at the end of 2017, and then I subscribed to her very shortly afterwards, right around New Year's 2017-2018. Kelsey reads an interesting selection of books, often fantasy based. Normally there are things that I haven't come across too often myself, and most of it are things that I haven't read myself, although many of them I would quite like to read at some point. The way she talks about books is also interesting as well, because she has one thing in common with me, and that is, if she thinks that something is worth talking about in depth, she will. She tends to have longer videos, which obviously is something that I tend to have, if you haven't noticed by now. And she will talk in depth about why she does or doesn't like a book, and really talk in depth about it overall, which I really find interesting. And she's really eloquent with that as well. So, she's well worth watching and subscribing to, obviously. Question 9 is, what is one of your BookTube pet peeves? And I have to say, I don't really have anything too much that I'll say is a pet peeve, because people can do what they want, and if I find a video not very interesting, I'll just not watch it, frankly. So, I'm not really that bothered. Although, one thing I don't understand, though, is when people make videos which are basically why they didn't like a particular book, or why they didn't like a particular style of book, a particular genre or something, and somebody will talk about this for like 10-minute video or something, about all the reasons why this thing is terrible for, or they didn't like it, or what's wrong with it for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, well, why talk about it, your dislikes, for that long? Saying them briefly, in a wrap or something, yes, but making a whole video about things you dislike seems unnecessary to me. It seems a bit sort of negative and a bit pessimistic to me, which I'm an optimist by nature, so I'm never that bothered by them videos. I mean, I don't watch that kind of video, by the way, either, so, but I never see the point of them, thankfully. Question 10 is, what have you learned from watching other booktubers? And that would be, frankly, too many things to name. There are very many things on a personal level that I've learned and realised that various sort of ideas that I was mistaken about, the various things book-wise as well that I was mistaken about and didn't know, and also obviously the practical side of BookTube as well, how to make videos and what little tips and tricks to do in videos, what to do, what not to do, that kind of thing, how to improve my own videos. I've learnt no end of things, because before making this channel, before making my first videos, I had never owned a camera before. This is the first camera I've ever owned, and I had never tried to make a video, ever, for any reason. So this was a baptism of fire for me, as you might say, and I now know a lot better than what I did, which was, frankly, nothing, quite simply. The 11th and final question is the optional one, and that is tag some of your favourite booktubers. And for that, I'm not just going to tag some of my favourite booktubers. Instead, I am going to tag all of the booktubers that I have talked about in this video. So if you feel like doing this, then please do it, because I think you would all have some interesting answers. For the record. If you don't feel like doing it or don't think this is a very interesting tag, then please feel free to ignore the fact that I tagged you. You know, because sometimes people tag me in videos and I'm like, no, that's not very interesting. So, you know, don't feel bad there, because I do the same sometimes. All my social media links, as well as the links to all the people that I mentioned in this video, can be found in the description box below. And with that is it. Oh, and if you want to tell me any of your answers to any of these questions for this, then please do so. You know, we can have a discussion. With that is it for this video. So thank you for watching, and see you another day. Bye for now.